coach. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. For more information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Here are post-game thoughts from Alabama men's basketball head coach Nate Oates following the win against South Carolina.
It was just 4 in a row. We a lot of stuff we didn't do great, but we did enough to get a win and SEC play. We have 3 guards, scored it pretty well. We took care of it a lot better in the second half. I wasn't happy with our first half turnovers, but 20 assists, 12 turnovers. We did a decent job moving it. Six straight games, we've had at least 12 threes, so we're starting to shoot it like I thought we could shoot it, and getting right till healthy is a big part of that. Holloway and Filon continue to shoot it well.
I'll have more in a moment.
This year, we honor the most important anniversary ever. An event that reshapes civilization as we know it. A day that would lead to something so flawless that nothing could ever really compare. People have tried to match it, but have failed. This year, we celebrate the 60th anniversary of Guthrie's, the home of the original chicken finger. Just talking about it gets me all choked up. And hungry for a chicken finger. Guthrie's, an original obsession for 60 years.
Join us tonight for Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. You can listen to Hey Coach across our full radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as watch the video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Guthrie's. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone. WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Did you guys miss me? Did you guys have a good President's Day? For those of you that work today, it's just been a mere, a few hours since you last heard me. Filled in for Scott Tyson this morning. There is no West Neighbors here this evening. In fact, the big guy is out all week long.
On assignment, as we say.
Yeah. Special assignment.
Special double secret assignment.
Yeah. Special double secret probation assignment. So, anyway, a little bit of news today. Really not all. It's as if the sports world knew that it was a federal holiday. So, I mean, Tyreek Hill got released by the Dolphins, but that's probably the major significant news on the professional land front. But I will tell you that saw the first patches that came out today. LSU unveiled their patch that will be on all of their uniforms beginning this fall. It's some energy company. I know they probably want me to say the name of the guy, but I'm not going to do that. It's some energy company. So it just led everybody to dive into, I think we are all, one thing that I will say is I think we are all of the assumption of what patch is going to be on the Auburn uniforms. I mean, do I really have to say that out loud? Is there anybody out there who is even remotely an Auburn fan who doesn't know what I'm talking about? And no, I'm not talking about Alabama Power. But as for an Alabama patch, there has somebody went wild, I think, on our Twitter account, assuming that Twitter is still active. I heard there was some kind of outage or something.
Gronk took the day off.
Yeah, sure. But there has been some speculation as to who will the Alabama sponsor will be. I saw Golden Flake. Yeah,
that would be classic.
A Golden Flake patch, but I'm not
really anything in the SEC.
But I really don't know how good Golden Flake is doing right now.
Well, it got several years got bought up by Utz.
Did it really?
Yeah, the Golden Flake brand.
Oh, you know what?
Exists.
Now that you say that, I remember in Chris Stewart's ads, he talks about the Utz family brands.
Right.
So,
and as someone who is a lifelong Golden Flake fanboy,
yeah,
you can tell. Not that they're bad.
No,
it's different.
Maybe Coca-Cola,
because I'm of the school there are some that I will get only if there's not a Golden Flake of selection available.
Yeah, well,
and the Mesquite barbecue with Bridges.
So one thing that I have noticed patch wise is that ever since the Braves went to the cement company, they've gone in one direction. Down, sinking like a bag of cement. So
concrete galoshes.
I did not see whether or not someone else got hurt today for the Braves, but probably. Just probably. This is what I do in my downtime. Just think about Braves injuries. Which one's coming next? Anyway. Coming up on the program today in about 10 minutes' time, we'll talk with the one and only Jerry Glanville. I did not watch one single lap of the Daytona 500. I do know 2311 Racing won it. I do know that every time that I saw the last lap, be it on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, the only thing that was running through my mind was this. But I mean, I'm a basketball nut, so it's just Michael Jordan. By the way, it's Michael Jordan's birthday tomorrow, so he had an early birthday present yesterday at the Daytona International Speedway as Tyler Reddick wins it, and I heard Tom Abraham breaking it down, but never played one single thing from Michael Jordan. That's all so in case you didn't hear MJ wants his ring.
I can't even believe it. Yeah, I mean, it was so gratifying. I mean, we had four guys that were really fighting, that was helping each other out. I mean, you never know how these races going to end, right? It's like you just try to survive. And, I thought Riley did an unbelievable job by pushing at the end. That shows you what teamwork can really, really do. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit. He won't get enough credit, but we feel the love. We understand exactly what he did. And, I mean, we just hung in there all day. I mean, we were great strategy by the team, and we gave ourselves a chance at the end. And, look, I'm ecstatic. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It feels like I won a championship, but until I get my ring, I won't even know.
So that is MJ in the victory lane yesterday down in Daytona.
I forgot he was a car runner.
Yeah, I vaguely forgot to. I don't know what made me tap out of NASCAR, but I have not watched a race in a long time.
See, my shift doesn't overlap so much with John Abraham anymore. So I'm real flat-footed on my racing knowledge.
Yeah, I heard Tom Abraham speak about it today. Oh, John Abraham had the day off today.
Good for him.
Yeah. So, Scott had the day off. Wes has the week off. And pulling double duty here today. Yeah, anyway,
who's here for you, buddy? Who's here for you?
I appreciate that. I do. I fully appreciate that.
Mostly because tomorrow's payday.
Well, that's also helpful, too. Last I checked, the women's, I'm going to look this up right now, the women's hockey team was just eviscerating somebody earlier today. I mean, it's one of those deals where you're expecting to see a running clock in the second half. It was 5-0. So it was only 5-0 as the United States down the Swedes 5-0. Some other news, local news, is we just got the reclassification that came down about 3 weeks ago from the AHSAA. Well, evidently there was a discrepancy in the student enrollment numbers for Scottsboro High School, and the AHSAA correctly moved Scottsboro High School from 5A to 4A. So that was corrected as of today from the AHSAA, that the Wildcats will be in 4A and not 5A. And the madness unofficially starts tomorrow as the tournaments are now set for the state basketball brackets. And here we go. Time to load up and head to either Wallace State or Jacksonville State for games coming up tomorrow, and taking a quick look at 1A. Yeah, those games start up tomorrow morning. So, and
Cooter Browns, you go right past there on the way to the
Cooter
Browns rib check.
I have thought about that.
Either that, you go south and go to the Rocket.
So I have been in contact with the Huntsville High boys basketball coach, and they play a week from today, the 23rd, a week from today, and it's at Jacksonville State. We'll see whether or not we can participate in that coverage.
I think you need a field producer.
But my plan is this, though. That game between Huntsville and Hoover tips at 1:30. By the time that's done, it'll be like 3-ish, 3:30-ish.
Yeah. Go live from Cooter Browns.
I'm just thinking Cooter Browns.
Could you some ribs?
Just live from Cooter Browns.
Yeah.
I'd just stay put there for
risk your life going up to the upper level
and into and then look for signs from Coach Fuller.
Yeah.
There at Cooter Browns. So there's also that. Also, the news of the day. I hate it, but Robert Duvall passed away today. And for those that have never seen Apocalypse Now, I would advise to do so. For those that also have never seen Days of Thunder, he was in Days of Thunder, but a real obscure, funny movie, Kicking and Screaming. It is a soccer movie with Will Ferrell, and Robert Duvall plays Will Ferrell's dad, and Robert Duvall and Mike Ditka are neighbors, and they can't stand each other. It's It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. They're the one best line in that movie. It's not giving away anything. Is Will Ferrell, once he gets confidence in being a soccer coach, asked Ditka to be his assistant coach, then asked for a juice box. Looking for my juice box guy. Even if the movie was made for that one line only, worth it. Totally worth it. That, and also found out that you want to put Italians on your soccer team, and that will help out with your soccer team. I also found out that getting a Coach Jerry Glanville to come on the program is also a good thing. It is a Monday, after all. I know this is the week after the Super Bowl, but Coach Glanville, he said to me, let's see here, that he can talk Daytona 500 and some basketball, but I've actually done a little bit more research. I did not realize that he went to high school with Jim Leland. So was going to dive into that a little bit with Coach.
Came away from packing the U-Haul?
I mean, yeah, and he's getting ready to Toro it up down there in San Antonio. So Coach Glanville, he is set to join us on the other side. Let's take a timeout right now. Monday edition of The Drive. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
More savings, more selection, more for your trade. I'm Bobby White, and we've got more to love all month long at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. While they last, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select 2025 F-150 crew cabs. $11,000 off F-150. Save more on remaining 25 Mustangs, up to $8,500 off MSRP on select models. Yep, $8,500 off on a Mustang. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2025 Explorers, up to $10,000 off. New 25 Bronco Sport start under $27,000. That's right, just $26,800 after a $1,000 Ford owner loyalty rebate. New 25 Broncos start at just $36,500. That's $36,500 after the $1,000 Ford owner loyalty rebate. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. All these offers with your good credit, and we hope to see you soon at Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline indicator, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Our customers want best-in-class solutions. That's why we've recently added many new vendors like Zebra barcode printers. Our next level team has added premier automation solutions. We're not here to sell you just one product, and we love helping you find the right solution to your specific needs. That's what doing the right thing is all about, and that's why our customers have come back for over 50 years.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
4-time Grammy-nominated Joe Bonamassa, hailed as one of the world's greatest guitar players. Blues rock titan Joe Bonamassa, performing live March 19th at the BBC Mark C. Smith Concert Hall. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Joe Bonamassa. Every show is a new experience.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I might fall from a tall building. I might roll a brand new car.
It is a Monday edition of The Drive. Football is in the rearview mirror, sort of, but maybe not so much for our next guest, as he is getting ready to head on down to San Antonio and enjoy that river walk down there in San Antonio. But he is the one and only Coach Jerry Glanville. How are you this evening, Coach?
Great, Steve. And how are you? I just heard on one of your commercials, Joe Bonamassa, the guitar player, is coming to your town.
Yes, sir.
Tell all your people to gather up all their money, break the piggy bank, and don't miss it.
I will make sure and let folks know. But absolutely, it's always a good time there too.
He's been probably the best guitar player since he was about 9 years old.
Really?
He's awesome.
Mm. Well, Coach, I do have a couple of things I wanted to get into, but I noticed a Q&A that you did. When was this? This was with the New York Times back in 2011, and you did a Q&A with the New York Times. I did not realize that one of your classmates in high school was Jim Leland.
Yes, very, very close friend. And that's why I'm such a big Detroit. One of the reasons I'm such a big Detroit Tiger fan. And he would bring me into their camp when they were in Florida. And I was a Tiger fan because I lived in Detroit, but remained a Tiger fan. And I always wore a Detroit Tiger jacket. When the weather got bad in Houston, I was coaching the Oilers and wearing a Tiger jacket. That didn't go too good.
That is such a small world of just from managing a baseball team to being a head coach of a football team. How similar or different is that, Coach? I'm sure you probably.
What was amazing in our class, we had 91 kids that graduated in our class. So we're not a very big school. And on the same day, I was interviewed for the head job of the Houston Oilers. Jim Leland was interviewed for the head job of the Houston Astros. Out of this little town, they put us in the Hall of Fame, and I had to tell everybody because the place was packed. It was the biggest crowd you ever saw. They put us in the High School Hall of Fame. And I said, before you all get too excited, this is not an academic award. Neither one of us. The principal called my mom and said, you know, your son and Jim Leland never attend school if the Tigers have an afternoon game.
Well, you know.
And my mom said, leave those two alone. They'll learn more at Tiger Stadium than they ever would at school.
Well, yeah, and you get to stay out of trouble, too, is sitting there watching the Tigers play.
Yeah, we're huge Tiger fans. Still are. Still watch. People ask me, do you watch the games? And I say, no, I watch every pitch. I study every pitch. I think I could have been a baseball coach somewhere along the line, but it worked out anyway. We both had football scholarships, and we both had baseball contracts.
Really?
And I tell everybody when we went in the bar, I was going baseball and he was going football, but we drank too much and got switched up.
What position did you play in baseball?
We were both catchers.
Huh.
And I was the starting catcher. And so I would play the first game as a catcher and he'd play second base. And then the second, we played all doubleheaders. he'd catch the second game, and I'd go to third base.
I'm amazed how many former catchers turn into coaches. Period.
Oh, well, they study the game.
Yeah.
It's like being a quarterback, but it's really like being the offensive defensive coordinator. They have to know everything about the game, where the other players just sort of go play. I call the outfielders are like three guys in the sandbox waiting for something to happen.
Much like what we hear from Wes about his dad saying that defensive backs should have to buy a ticket to get into the game.
Yeah. It's funny you read that article. That they interview me all over about him and me going to school and both playing the same position, both being catchers, and it was kind of funny. When we were seniors, when I was a senior, they would all my friends would go sit in the stands because there would be like 10, 12 baseball scouts in the stands. So a friend of mine, Gene, he would say, why are you looking at Jerry? What do you like about Jerry? And they'd say, he's got bat speed of 75 miles an hour.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what do you like about Jim Leland? He calls the perfect game every game.
Mm.
I didn't call the game like he did. I was too crazy.
Well, it's a fine science, honestly, of calling a game. But I certainly saw it from one perspective in particular. With right out of college, was with the Braves, Hawks, and Bulldogs, and that was mid '90s, as you well know, Coach. And I got a doctoral from Greg Maddox on how to throw a baseball. That thing looked like a wiffle ball every single time it came out of his hand.
Well, they had three guys in Atlanta at the same time that were not pitchers. They were all artists.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable artists. And they set the tone. All right, if here's Jim Leland. If he's got two strikes on you and no balls, he's gonna call a pitch that'll look for a strike, but it's never going to be a strike. and Jerry Glanville, if we had two strikes on you, I wanted to get you with three pitches. Bring it on.
Yeah,
But if there's a sign, if you watch pro baseball, if you got two strikes and no balls, that guy's not getting a pitch for 2-3 more pitches before he's got one he really hit. But they're making him chase something that looks like it's going to be a strike.
Yeah. If I'm hanging around the Braves for a number of years, I did find out one of the hot button issues around Leo Mazzoni was ask him his philosophy on a 1-ball 2-strike pitch. He'll take that baton and run with it, Coach. He is. Yeah, he's very passionate about how to set up a batter and how to get him down. But it does make me think. I know we've talked about the '91 season for both the Falcons and the Braves. That was a magical year.
From last place to first place.
That's right.
Pretty amazing.
It was incredible of not only what the Braves were able to do in the NL West. Yeah, yes, and the Falcons in the NFC West as well.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the Daytona 500 and get that heartache past.
Okay.
Your audience probably doesn't realize I drove NASCAR for 15 years.
Yes, sir.
After watching Sunday's greatest race in the world, the Daytona 500, I decided I'm going to sue NASCAR, probably get me a lawyer tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Because I was watching number 11, Denny Hamlin. He's wrecked everybody that he's ever raced but me. And I'm kind of mad I got left out. We're Allegar's car chief is Bob Fisher, who was my car chief. And when I quit driving, Bob went with Allegar. And Allegar's running in first place, and Hamlin wrecks him. That ruined my day. And then you got to go down. Chase Elliott grew up in Dawsonville, Georgia.
That's right.
And I was racing with out of the Elliott garage with Bill, and his uncle was Dan. Well, pardon me, Dan built the transmission gear. Ernie built the motors. So whenever you saw me racing, Chase Elliott's uncle built my motor. So I'm a big Chase Elliott guy.
Okay.
And I don't know how many people watch a race, but it gets down to the last 50 feet after 500 miles. And it's called a block and a two block. Chase can win it. He's up front, but he doesn't have a great pusher. And the basketball star's driver has his driver coming with his pusher. So it's 2-on-1. So it's called block and two block. So they swing out wide on Chase, and Chase blocks him. And then they dip down inside, and it's a two block. You can come block him, and on a two block, you may wreck him and you. And he did go down the two block him and lost the race. And I know what's happening at the Elliott dining room table.
What's that?
You two block when you can see the finish line. You don't two block if you got 3 more laps.
Okay.
But they're so close, and you may wreck. And he got in a wreck anyway. Holsevar ended up turning. He finished 4th going backwards at the Daytona 500 at 180 miles an hour. He was going backwards coming 4th. This is big time racing. If you don't love that, you don't love ball. This is awesome.
Well, I did like the fact that NASCAR kept that green light going and did not halt it after all the insanity was that final lap, Coach.
Once you take the white flag, there's not going to be a restart. And so they had the white flag, everything was good, and then everything disintegrated after the front group took the white flag. White flag being there's one more lap. And I knew they would finish. And I got to say this for Chase. When they took that white flag, he was in 15th position. Now, you've been racing all day, 500 miles. But now you only have 1 lap left. And he came to first place, and they got beat at the end. He didn't make the 2 block. In the 2 block, looking at their fenders, they may have both wrecked. And neither one of them finished. But it's Daytona 500. You have to have the courage to take the chance. It's like a corner. If a corner doesn't have the courage to go for the interception, he tackles you after every catch. And you got to have the courage to go big or go home. And so and then my other guy I watched is 77 Holsevar. He was in the mix, and I think he ended up hitting Elliott there at the end. And why do you watch Holsevar? Why would you watch this number 77 car? He's the one guy in NASCAR. Steve, you're going to love this. He drives the car like he stole it, and you can't catch him. That's my guy.
Well, I'll keep a close. What Atlanta is this week for the guys, and something tells me you've been on that track a time or two there in Atlanta, Coach.
Yeah, in fact, I sent you that picture. That's where Dale Earnhardt Sr. and me got into it, coming turn 4 there. And I got sent to the penalty box. Dale Earnhardt Sr. wrecked me the week before at Rockingham on lap 6. So now I sort of ran him down in there. They called me and said, "What are you doing?" I goes, "Where were you last week?" He goes, "Coach, if they wreck you, nobody's leaving. If you wreck him, this place empty."
Oh, goodness. It's hard to believe it's been 25 years, though, Coach.
Yeah, it's sad because he was my teacher. He was my coach. He's the one who got me my gold card. The gold card, you have to go be with a guy with NASCAR there just on the track. We were at the Richmond track with all the NASCAR's officials, and they hit you and turn you around, do all those things. And I'm the only guy he ever coached, so I was blessed to be coached by the best.
Mm. I can think of a handful of other drivers, but Adam Petty immediately comes to mind as well as somebody who left us way too early, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I raced against him in the Busch Series, and that was tragic. I unfortunately was in races where people were killed during the race, and it was a very dangerous sport. Then these soft walls are a blessing. I see these people running in the wall, and the wall takes all the shock and puts the car back out.
Yeah.
Of course, when we were racing, every wall was solid concrete, and when you hit it, you took all the shock on your body, and get knocked out, get hurt, get broken up, and that was part of it.
And that's what makes that wreck 25 years ago just honestly, of all the wrecks that we've all seen, when you take a look at that just from afar and don't realize the impact that had literally on Dale's life, it doesn't look as severe as, frankly, some stuff we saw yesterday, Coach.
Yeah, it just, well, he wasn't wearing a Hans.
Yeah.
So that's now, you have to wear Hans now or you're not racing. And the Hans, of course, hooks your helmet back to your shoulders, and it's a brace around your chest. So you can't get, if you get hit full speed frontwards, your head doesn't leave your body. Yeah, it keeps you from being decapitated. And back then, I was the first guy to wear the Hans because of Elliott, and now it's mandatory.
Yeah.
And hey, without a Hans, I wouldn't be here either. I got a bad wreck in Phoenix, Arizona, bad wreck in Colorado. That if I didn't have the Hans on, I probably wouldn't be here.
Well, I'm glad. Well, we're all glad you're here, Coach. More than anything.
Right now, I'm just trying to keep the vote 50-50. And I got to go. I got to, I love Tennessee basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm watching SEC basketball, and I love SEC basketball. And there's one big problem SEC fans don't realize. Why doesn't the SEC win the final tournament? Why does the SEC get up there close and they don't win the whole thing? And I after watching this for years, it's because the SEC officials don't go with them. So if you officiate in the SEC, it's totally different than everywhere else. It's physical.
Yeah.
And they knock each other around. And you want to drive the baseline, you're going to go eat some wood. Well, you get up there in the final whatever, 8 or that, in Tennessee, the way they play, they're not going to let them play like that.
Yeah.
And the SEC knows, well, you got a game in Knoxville, you come to Tennessee, better put your helmet on and put your mouthpiece in.
I thought LSU played as they tried to muck that up as best they can because that's what LSU has to do, Coach. That's
I'm
just
glad
how.
you said, because LSU's coach did something that Tennessee wasn't ready for. Tennessee's going to run with that game, and LSU went to zone defense, not man to man, and took them out of all those stunts. They started the game with all those stunts, all those balls, and changed the game. And I think LSU coach does a great coaching job. And if he ever gets people not injured, everybody healthy, I think he's an excellent coach. And Tennessee knew they'd get zone, but you're going to get zone 6 or 7 plays. Well, they flipped the game and played zone. That was it.
Yeah.
And totally changed that game and made a run till the end in Tennessee. It's kind of funny. Tennessee is the best offensive rebound team.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
Yeah,
and
it really is.
since the basketball coach has been there, they're always top 4 in the nation in defense. And they said, well, why don't they win the whole thing? Well, number one, they don't shoot real good. And number two, the officials change by conference and what they call and what they don't let call.
Yeah.
If you're in the SEC and you go straight up for a 3-pointer in the SEC, the rule is you can't run under his legs. Well, in the SEC, they'll argue you're not going straight up. Where if you go play over in Mingo Junction or Joe Bag of Donuts, when he shoots the 3, you can't get near him.
Yeah. But there is a large belief, you tell me though, Coach, that officiating is different in the tournament rather than the regular season. So was officiating different for an NFL playoff game compared to an NFL regular season game?
You're going to be shocked. I was coaching in the Canadian Football League, coaching the Hamilton Ticats, and we were very, very rough on quarterbacks, as you know, is what we've dedicated our life to do. Well, we played the BC Lions in the first playoff game, and we knocked out 3 quarterbacks. Well, the second playoff game, they added another official to the game to protect the quarterback.
Oh, boy.
In our first 3 giddy-ups, we got roughing the quarterback from an official that had never been in any CFL game ever, and they added him. They said, "Can't lose 3 quarterbacks in one game."
Well,
but the good news, if you're in the playoffs with the NFL, the officials know you all can play. You're both good.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL, let's say you're at the Jets and you won 3 games a year for 6 years. You can't get a break. You can't get a fair call because they know you're not any good anyway. And unfortunately, the teams I always went and started with, everybody knew we weren't any good. We had to go prove we're okay, prove we're better, and then finally we get an equal call. But if you stink, you're not going to get any good calls because they all know you stink.
Were you ever on the competition committee, Coach?
I was the last guy. They took Don Shula and Marty Schottenheimer, and they would go to Hawaii, and they would take all the Atlanta Falcon film and put it on to study it and decide what should be legal and illegal. They didn't want me there because I wouldn't have let them watch our film.
I didn't think so. I didn't think you were, but
okay. And you were in Atlanta when we gave up 129 points for the season.
That's right.
They decided the next year everything we did was illegal. all the rules came in. You can't bump them after 5 yards. You can't hit the Y seam unless the Y has the ball. The Y's the tight end. And they went on and on and on and on. So we had to change our whole defensive scheme and go back and play like Mary Poppins.
What was Lehman Bennett like, Coach?
Lehman Bennett was really, if he didn't have any players, and he did that a couple of years, where he didn't have anybody who could play, he would still take the game down to the end of the fourth quarter and have a chance. He knew, like when we had the great defenses, our offense was terrible. The longest run Lehman had on offense was the huddle break. We didn't ever carry the ball. But he taught me what to do. Like we were running plays and they didn't have headsets. They didn't use signs of getting stolen. And he's running plays in with left tackles. And a new left tackle goes, Lehman, left tackle's the most important guy you got here. Why are you running in plays? Because neither one of them can play, Chair. It don't matter who's in there.
Oh, goodness.
He would win games when he had nowhere near the athletic ability on his team that the SP. And it's kind of funny. I always thought nobody understood them because they'd say, well, that offense is the most Republican offense there in the world. They won't take a chance. Well, they didn't have anybody could play. What happened is first year, Steve Bartkowski blew a knee and was out. And they're playing with Scott Hunter from Alabama. Remember him?
Yeah.
Well, when he threw a spiral, I jumped up and down and screamed, "There's one of those spirals!" And we would go on and hang around. And he taught me what to do if you don't have the start. Now, when he was with the Rams, in the last game of the year, he beat the Falcons like 69-0, and that's how he became the head coach. But he had those kind of players at the Rams. Well, the next year, we're in Atlanta, and we beat the Rams. I mean, come on. Doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I went in the garage this weekend and found an old 45 of the 12 days of an Atlanta Falcon Christmas. I still have that 45, Coach. And the other side is the grit splits on that 45.
I think I sing on that. See if you can find my voice.
Okay. All right.
I think everybody sang a few lines on that thing. That was a lot of fun.
I think I just found my new ringtone.
So when are you heading down to San Antonio, Coach?
I go down there in March for a 4-day install with the coaches. So I'll have my whole defensive staff, and I start and I install it with them for 2 days, and they got to come back and install it with me for 2 days, and then we get all that done, and then we don't go back to May, and then in the middle of May we crank it up and we finish the beginning of July. It's 8 games of. And the way our contract is because now NFL and CFL are going to camp, and if they lose the tackle, they'll come down and say, "We're taking your tackle," and we're there to help the kids. So we could lose like 3 players after a game, 2 games, 3 games. You could lose 4 guys, and you got to go find more because the Continental Football League forever since the '60s is a second chance league. You didn't make it. Something happened. You got cut. Let's go for it one more time. And that's what I get to do. I do that. Did that in Miami. Had so many guys. We did that a lot of places. When I was in the spring league, I was in. You'll freak out. I had 3 kids that all got signed by the San Diego Chargers for $888,088, and I wasn't paying them a dime. They were there just trying to get another second chance.
Isn't that awesome? And I have no idea what that feels like for you, Coach, but I cannot help but think that that's one of the better feelings that you can have as a coach.
When down in Miami, I think I told you and Wes, we had a kid that came in on the international passport.
Yes.
From South Africa. Had never played football. He watched it on television. But he was an unbelievable athlete. Well, Bert's my defensive line coach, works with him for 4 days. He's still with the New York Jets. He signs down there with the Jets. And he should have went with the Lions. I said to him, we were sitting on the bench. I said, "You're from South Africa. You ever get chased by a lion?" And he goes, "Coach, the only time I saw a lion was at the zoo." I go, "Oh, I was hoping you ran away from a lion. I could get you signed with the Detroit Lions."
I did look up. The Toros are led by Stan Bedwell, and he is the head coach and general manager. How well do you know Stan, Coach?
I had never spoke a word to him before he called up and offered me the job. But we have coached against each other 100 times in all kinds of different leagues, in the spring league, in XFL, in the USFL. We've always gone against each other. And he called up and I said, well, let me think about it. I thought about it. About 20 seconds later, I took the job.
Wow.
I had to weigh all my other opportunities, and I couldn't find another opportunity at that moment. I said, well, I don't know if I should take this job because of what? I didn't have anything else.
I mean, do the coaches ring you up of just like, hey, can you assess what we're doing at our place?
Well, I do that all spring. I go to colleges and spend time with the coaching staff, and sometimes I coach. I don't like coaching the kids because they may all quit with me coaching them. I don't want them to quit. But like at Toledo, anything I asked the kid to do at Toledo, they did without fail, and they listened, and yes sir. And the defensive coordinator at Toledo says, now write this down. He's not telling you this because he knows this. He's telling you this because he invented this.
Yeah, well.
He invented what he's telling you. It's kind of funny.
Man, well, who says we can't talk NASCAR and college basketball with Coach Jerry Glanville?
Hey, Coach, looping back around, I grew up outside of near the Talladega track. I'd love to hear your favorite Talladega story.
My favorite track to race is Talladega. I raced Talladega. It was a great race till I remember Joe Nemechek.
Yes,
oh
sir.
yeah.
Okay, I qualified. They don't run that fast anymore because they changed the restrictor points. I qualified at 191, which today would put you on the pole.
Wow.
Which I think I started about 11. That's the difference in the deal. And remember Eli Gold?
Oh yeah.
I think he was voiced Alabama for a while.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he also did NASCAR.
Yeah,
for a long time.
He was doing the qualifying and on TV, and I went out. I had a Ford Thunderbird with Ernie Elliott motor, and they'll never forget him on TV. I got to see the replay, and I went from third to fourth. He goes, he went in the fourth gear at 194, and we had a good run going, but all they have to do is I got bumped in the right rear quarter panel my very first race. I'm at Talladega. I'm now in third. Start 11th. I'm running third, and I got bumped on that right rear, and it turned the car around, and it took off in the air backwards. Well, it was the first year for roof flaps. Well, if you got roof flaps, you have vents on your dash, and when they pop open, that tells you you're going backwards and your roof flaps are open. Well, when my vent on my dash flipped open, my crew had written the word tilt, and I didn't know what tilt meant till I hit. So I went over the inside wall backwards and landed where we did the pre-race prayer.
Wow.
And that was my first, but Talladega, if they open that up every Friday, I would go there and race every Friday. I love that place. And
as a very young man, back in the Winston 500 days, there were some things happening in the infield I was not allowed to see, that I was not allowed to watch.
Wow!
And now that I'm a little more seasoned, I want to know what I missed.
Well, here's the good thing: I could put you down right at the out of bounds line and tell you we're in turn 3 or turn 4 or turn 1 and tell you to run up the top of the track. You can't get up there.
Yeah.
It's 36 degrees banking, and that's why you never get out of the gas. If you lift in Talladega, lifting is taking your foot off the gas a little bit.
Yep.
You'll hear this. Boop, boop, boop. 3 cars will go by.
Yep. Wide open all the time.
Boop, boop, boop. So now what you do is you leave your foot all the way down the gas, and you're gonna hit this guy. You with your left foot, you just ease on the brake, but you never lose your RPMs.
Nope.
You never take your foot off the gas, or you'll hear boom, boom, boom. Who were those 3?
Coach,
and people ask me, why do you love racing
at
these big tracks? And I said, it's the only place I can run over 109 miles an hour and not get a ticket.
And a Lynn Leighton Ford maybe on the way to San Antonio, right, Coach?
Well, I'll be taking the Dodge police car. In honor of Wes, I'm going to borrow his red light from his old Ford. And the last time I went out that way, I was heading out to Montana, and I was in North Dakota. Well, the speed limit in North Dakota is 80. Well, the speed limit is 80. Everybody's running 90 or more.
Come on now.
And so I come over the hill running at a high rate speed, and the North Dakota State Patrolman was there, and he had the gun pointed the other way. He was picking up people, and I'm running 100 miles an hour. So I ease out of that gas. And the NASCAR, they'd say he's lifted.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go by him. I look at my mirror, and here he comes after me. He's going to turn his car upside down. So the speed limit was 80. I didn't want to look like I was too honest, so I took her down to 85, put the cruise up. He came up, and he sat on my left rear quarter panel for about 10 minutes, and he hooked a U-turn. I love that cop car.
All right, Coach, if on your way to Texas out of Ohio, if you do a little bit of a loop, you can come through Huntsville and come hang out with us.
Yeah, we'd love that,
We'll
Coach.
stuff you full of barbecue for the next leg.
Yeah.
Well, I can't come because the last time I was supposed to meet Steve and Wes was in charge of rooms, and he had us, the three of us with 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. I guess I was sleeping on the couch.
Mm.
I got you, Coach. I got you.
Well, we were going, remember, to the SEC?
Yes, sir.
We going?
The media days.
Oh.
Media days.
I think I'll come for that this year. You doing that still?
Yes, sir. It's in Tampa, Florida this year.
Oh, I love Tampa.
Okay. All right.
If we didn't get the COVID, I was working for the XFL Tampa Bay Vipers. Had great football team in the XFL. And if we got shut down because of COVID, if we didn't get COVID, I think I would end up living there the rest of my life.
Wow.
And now I'm up here. By the way, today I thought I went out without a shirt or anything on because we got up to 42. It was like summer here.
I will tell you, we hit about close to 70 down here in Alabama. Coach.
That hurts. But the next time we see 70, it'll be the middle of August.
Coach, I can't thank you enough as always for your time. I fully appreciate you, Coach.
Well, I did a big radio show down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Without you and Wes, they cut me off. They didn't call me back.
Oh, boy. Well, we'll always call you back, Coach.
All right. Adios.
That is Coach Jerry Glanville.
The one and only.
Yeah. Are we going to keep it here?
Yeah, let's hold it here because, we got a little minute or so.
On the first day of Christmas, the Smiths gave to me a Lehman Bennett Super Bowl team.
So that is the 12 days of Christmas that I was referencing of the I found the 45 of it, and I found the box. I've got this old box of 45s.
Oh, yeah.
I found some Elvis records in there.
Ooh.
And some Beatles records in there.
Nice.
So it just, but.
Day of Christmas, the Smiths gave to me Edgar Fields attacking, John James a punting, Joe Williams second on a Lehman Bennett Super.
Anyway, that is just me reminiscing more than anything of, as soon as I saw it, I sent it to Coach and he said, flip the record. And sure enough, the other side of that record is the Grits Blitz.
We got to find that. We got to listen to it.
I'll figure out a way to record that because Coach, I did not realize Coach probably sang on that.
Right.
From what he just said.
Ringtones for everybody.
Hey, Coach, and the Nate Oates Show comes up next. If you enjoy the voice that you're hearing right now, I'll be on again tomorrow morning.
Two-sport athlete.
Tomorrow morning. Drudy Arman will join me again tomorrow morning on Talking Ball. Scott Tyson is out on assignment. Thank you.
And I'll see you tomorrow on Talk Radio WZZN with,
yes, you will.
with our friend Bill Crawford.
That's right. Oh, is he working tomorrow? That's nice.
This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com.
More savings, more selection, more for your trade. I'm Bobby White, and we've got more to love all month long at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. While they last, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select 2025 F-150 crew cabs. $11,000 off F-150. Save more on remaining